Okay, now we're here in lesson number 6. This is Kevin Dawson, and it's good to be with you. We'll figure out how we're going to take care of the formatting now, trying to get it to look pretty much how it was in Word, only now it's going to be on a web page. So we have Word standing by our original document as a reference to look back to. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to take the subheadlines, if that's really a subheadline, that's actually the subhead. But anyways, we're going to take the heads and the subheadlines, and we're going to get those formatted first. So let's put this in a serif font. And the serif font to use, a good one to use, is Times New Roman. So we'll put it in italics so it looks a little nicer. Now we're going to hit enter here to give us some space, but as you notice, that gave us a full space in between. I'm not so sure we want that. We'll have to play around with it to be sure. So I hit the backspace. Another way you can do it, right here we were at the beginning, you can hit Shift Enter. That will just take it down a line. So that's something to play around with in spacing. You can either hit the Enter, okay, and that'll give it a full blank line, okay, or if you want, hit Control Z to go back. Okay, that's undo. Control Z is undo. That's another good speed key to use. So you can either use the Enter, or you can use Shift Enter to only drop it down one line. Okay. So this is going to be our main headline here. So we select this whole thing right here, and we're going to go into Times New Roman again. Okay. So you got to select that though, if it's a different one, because that'll actually change it for you. We'll go to size. We'll go to, say, what would that look like at a nice 5? I think that would look good. And then since we want yourself to be the focus, we'll give that a 7. Well, maybe a 6. That's a little too dramatic. Okay. So then we select all this. We want our headline centered. Okay. Now unfortunately that centered these two, and I'm not so sure that we want that. So anyways, we're going to hit that there. We're going to have to hit the Enter key after all, it looks like, just so we can get rid of the formatting. Great. Now that we got there, hit the Enter key there, and we're going to hit the left Justify. Good. Okay, now that we've had that happen, okay, now we can get the spacing done. Okay, let's bring it up one. Okay, so that looks decent right there. Now I think that we should probably be either using a red or a blue, so why don't we try a red? That's usually what most headlines look like, right? And also bold it out. Now again, since this is a subhead, we're going to want to make that Times New Roman, which is a serif font. Bump the size up to, say, about a 4. We'll leave that black. Okay, we're going to hit Shift Enter here, give it a space. Or we can see how it looks just on a regular old Enter. I think a regular old Enter is going to do it for us. I think that looks good. And then we're going to have to start selecting the body fonts that we want to do. So half of laying out a website is knowing how to format your copy. That's really important if you're going to be wanting to set up these sites for yourself. You're going to have to make it look a certain way in order to make it conducive to reading, to make sure that people read it and don't have to struggle through it. You want everything to be smooth flowing, unlike my speech right now. You want everything to flow smoothly and have the eye travel right down one central thing to the end of the page. We'll get into a little bit more of that in just a moment.